Hi everybody, my name is Dana Nahai. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I've been in practice for almost 20 years and I started this web series as a way to answer questions queried from the internet about how to eat. So today I'm going to touch on a point that's not specifically a question that I received from all of you, but more importantly, a theme that is critical to making good dietary health happen in anyone's lifestyle. And this really gets at the heart of the can-do behind a lot of the questions that I have been receiving. And so let's address how you actually get the food that you know you need to be eating in front of you during a busy work week. Okay, so what this is that we're talking about here really is meal planning and prep, okay? So it's Sunday morning, and this is the best time for me to plan out what my family is going to be eating for the week. So what I recommend to my clients is look across the course of your week and find the best day for you to do your meal planning for the week. And oftentimes meal planning and shopping can occur on the same day, but to do meal planning, shopping, and food prep all on the same day, that's a pretty exhaustive chunk of time. So I do suggest you break it up over the course of 2 days if you can, because you have a lot of other responsibilities and commitments other than the food portion of your lifestyle. And if you break it up, it just makes it a little less painful of an approach, I find, for myself personally, but it also seems to be pretty effective for my clients. So how you start is you get out a piece of paper or your smartphone and go to the notes section and you think about your week at hand. What is your schedule like? Are you going to be busy? How much time do you have to devote to grocery shopping, cook, and prep? Okay. So we're square into fall at this point, and I have a feeling that most of you are like me, where you do not have a lot of time to put forth toward meal planning, let alone cooking. And so by making a list, what you do is streamline your effort. Okay, so the way you think about it is how much time do you have for the week? Which nights of the week are you going to be at home that you can actually put time towards cooking? If the days are long, you're going to have less time for cooking in the evening than if they're a little bit less stressful. So I suggest, if you know that Tuesday is a great day for you to stir a pot at the stove for an hour in the evening, that's a good time to plan on doing a lot of prep. So you want to make sure that you've done your grocery shopping by Monday in that case. So what are you looking for when you're talking about meal planning? How are you organizing yourself? You're asking yourself, as I just said, what is the workload of the week and which days are best for which tasks? You're also asking yourself, who are you feeding? Are you feeding just yourself? Do you and your roommate swap cooking responsibilities? If you're very organized, I was never that organized with roommates, but I do know some people are more formalized when it comes to their living situations. Maybe you swap cookings with your spouse. Maybe you have older children and you give them the responsibility of cooking dinner one night a week. Fantastic. Good for you. So you need to decide, who are you feeding and which days are you going to be able to prep and cook. From there, you need to think about, literally write down, what are you having for breakfasts? What are you having for lunches? I always like to start with breakfast and lunch because those are the easiest meal categories for most of us. And when it comes to breakfast and lunch, I suggest that throughout the week, you keep your breakfast and lunches static. Okay, you cannot, this is not a kitchen. This is not there's no menu here that you can pick a different meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Okay, you streamline your efforts by eating static meals for breakfast and lunch over the course of 3 to 5 days. Now, for some people that gets incredibly boring and you have more time, so you could rotate it every other day. Or more likely, you could split up the week, or you have 3 days of this for breakfast and lunch and 2 days of that for breakfast and lunch, okay? So make your breakfast and lunches static. Then how do you meal plan for your dinners? Well, you're gonna look at the nights that you're home. Now, even though I live in the South and it's still in the mid-80s, it is fall, I do like soups and stews because I know guaranteed that's 2 nights a week of dinners that I'll have conquered by making 1 night of food, okay? So you always wanna double the amount that you're making if it's appropriate for your lifestyle, okay? So start with the vegetables, because now you well know that half of all your meals and snacks need to be produce, ideally fresh produce, okay? So you need to think about what you have and what you need and write it down. Okay, there's pre-washed bags of vegetables that you can get at most grocery stores, and if you're lucky enough to have a Trader Joe's that you can find a lot up there, can be very helpful to include in the vegetable mix. Okay, so you need to, so how you plan your dinners is you think about what are the vegetables, then you think about what is going to be your concentrated carbohydrate. Okay, so the old-fashioned version of that is what's your starch. Okay, so is it going to be whole grain? Is it going to be potato? Is it going to be pasta? And then you think about where your protein is going to come from. If you're a carnivore, is it going to be seafood, some frozen salmon steaks that you pulled out of the freezer? Is it going to be a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store? Are you going to up your game by doing some sort of roast in the oven? That would be great because you could freeze half of it and then have more for next week. But if you're a vegetarian, you're going to think about, is it going to be eggs? Is it going to be beans? Is it going to be some sort of yogurt? Yes, I will talk about that yogurt salad soon because it's amazing. In fact, I'll put it on my list this week and make it and post about it later on. So that is how you're going to think about your dinners, and that's how you're going to plan out your food week. Okay, so you're going to get out your shopping list. You're going to think about what is the week at hand and how much time do you have to put towards shopping, cooking, prep, cleanup. You are going to think about who you're feeding. You're going to think about what are going to be your breakfast and lunches. You're going to try to keep them static. You're going to offer yourself no more than 2 choices for the week because you don't have time for more than that. Then you're going to think about what your dinners are. If it's a busy week, keep it simple. Following recipes can be incredibly time consuming. I hate following recipes. You have to measure out all that stuff. Don't do that. Just if it's busy, just cut up a head of cauliflower, toss it in olive oil, and roast it in the oven with salt. Keep it easy for yourself during the week. Save the recipes that you want to experiment with for when you have more time. Maybe that's the weekends. Or maybe it's a Thursday night because it's the end of the week. Give yourself 1 night a week to do that. We can talk more about recipes. I'm very anti-recipe when it comes to cooking. It takes too much time. Feel free to ask me any questions about that, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to get busy, making sure that you have all those things. So you have to enter the week with a plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right? If you've made it this far into the video, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up or liking the video, sharing it if it has some information that resonates with you, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know any questions that you have, and I hope you all have a great week.